How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Here today with another Marvel Legends series figure review. Today we're going to be checking out Deadpool and Dogpool from the movie Deadpool and Wolverine. So looking at the box art, we have the usual Marvel Legends box. Got the little window to preview the figure and the accessories. We have Dogpool images on the side. And then we have a big picture of Dogpool right there. Then up towards the top, we have the Deadpool and Wolverine logo. Then towards the back, we have some images of the figures and the whole line. And as we unbox our figure here, you get a look at some of the accessories that come with the figure, including the little Hulk hands that are kind of hiding behind the logo on the box. And I was looking at the insert for the box art, and you have all these kind of nice little images, kind of like movie style. So just wanted to show that off as well. All right, starting with the accessories, we have the Wolverine skull with the spine. See some nice little details, like kind of like the hair, kind of like the adamantium. Kind of see like the skin tissue there. Then we have some movement on the head, so we have a little bulge joint, so you get some movement up and down. Then we have the nunchucks, which are kind of done from his bones. You see kind of like the tendons holding that together, so it's a nice little rubbery flexing material. So no issues there when I guess when you're on the movement around, so they won't break. So that's nice little soft rubbery material. Then we have the Hulk hands. So some nice little details on them with the little veins. And as we turn around, see like the details on the paint. Got some little cuticles on the fingers. Then we have some details on the palm and some of the veins. Then those are hollow, so you can do a friction hold on the hands. We have the golden pistols or desert eagles, but they don't look too gold. They look more like a mustard yellow color. Just a piece of plastic, no moving parts. Not too much details on these weapons. Then we have the baby knife. So we have some silver for the blade. Then we have the little handles black, and it's a little bit of a rubbery hard plastic. We have the swords, and you can see like little details on the hilts, little gold. This blade is a little bit more rubbery, soft, so no issues there when you're gonna holster those in the sheath. And then we have Dogpool. Is he literally the star of the show? As you can see, sculpted plastic. We have the little tongue hanging off to the side. See all the little details in the suit. Little collar there with the Deadpool logo. See all the little details on the little bootsies he has. And the belt, like sculpted plastic. Has some details there on the little belly. See the little belt there, sculpted plastic on the pouches. And then little tail. Everything's just like static for the most part, but we'll have some articulation on the neck. Kind of get some side to side swiveling there. Some movement on the neck at least. Then we have these gesturing hands, like a rock on. We have the kind of like the hands to hold the swords and the Hulk hands. And then we have some trigger finger hands as well. Alright, so now we have Deadpool on the little rotating table. I've gone ahead and put on most of his accessories so you can kind of get a quick overall look at how he looks before we take our deep dive in. Alright, so we have the mask sculpt up close and personal. Unfortunately, we just have the one set of eyes, but I feel like with this set, you can kind of pull off a lot of the poses and expressions if that's something that interests you. But as you can see, some nice little details on the mask. See like the little lines and all the details on it. Then moving on to the rest of the figure. So we have the little strap that holds the little sheath for the sword. So that's kind of free floating. So you know, if you want to move his arms around and his waist, so you can kind of move that out the way. So we see some little details there on the suit. Going down, you see the bones for the adamantium claws, the bones for the forearms, little straps there to tie it around Deadpool's forearms as well. You can see kind of like the details on both of them. Kind of similar with all the bones on the straps. Then towards the chest, you can see where the little split has for the abs and the chest. And the little Deadpool belt, little Deadpool logo in the middle, sculpted plastic for all the little pouches. Then we have the holsters, solid plastic as well. And then the straps for the holsters kind of hides the thigh swivel as well, so that's something they use, I guess, to disguise it. And coming down, see like the little knee pads, the boots, a little pouch for the baby knife. So you can see some treading on the bottom of the shoes, some little details there. And towards the back, you can see like all the rest of the details on the boots and the costume. Very nice overall. We have the little solid plastic there for the swords, so you can kind of go ahead and put those on later. So to remove the little adamantium claws, it's not too hard. You just kind of hold the arm, pull by the hands themselves. I pulled a little rough there, but you know, just take your time when you're pulling that out. You can see the fist and the claws, they're all attached. I thought it's separated, but you can't separate those. Those are attached with the fists. So you want to change the hands. You can just peg in the next pair of hands in. And then I was plugging these hands in. I was realizing that these pegs were showing, and I was like, hey, the little straps for the gloves, we don't have some extra ones, and it looked a little off. And as I was looking at the one with the claws, I realized that if you kind of move it carefully, the little I guess the little wrist straps for the gloves, they are interchangeable between the hands. It's a soft, a little rubbery piece, so you can pull those off carefully, and as I did here, attach them to his wrist, so you know when you change his hands out, you won't see that ugly peg. So that was something I realized as I was doing it. And so I went ahead and put on his little fist there, so we can put on the Hulk hands. So it's just like I said, a friction hold, so you just kind of slot them in, then they just kind of stay in place on a little friction hold. So we have Deadpool with the Hulk hands, and switch his hand out for the baby knife. So that's that looks like. And then with those same hands, you can put the swords on. So you just kind of just slide that on carefully, both sides. So we have the swords. So I switched out the hands for the trigger ones. So I put on the nunchucks, the thicker bone, and then his bone gets skinnier. So that's where you want to have him holding the nunchucks on both sides. So you just have that little skinny bone to put them in. And then we have the golden pistols there, or the mustard pistols. And then of course we have him and Dogpool posing for the cameras. So once I saw that the Hulk hands and the accessories, I knew I had to go ahead and get the maximum Hulk out here. And as you can see how he towers over Deadpool right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over articulation on the figure, starting by the head. So going up to about there. looking down to about there before he clashes with the chest. We got some movement side to side, and we got a little bit of a head tilt as well. Then for the arm, of course, going up to there, no issues. Go all around, no problem. You got the little swivel with the bicep, and up and down with that joint, with the butterfly joint. Then have that hyperextended double bend at the elbow, and with this one the wrist peg's weird because it's attached to the claws. And like I said, the butterfly joint, show it off better here, get some good movement on that joint. For the ab crunch, remember we got all these belts and these straps and these pouches and the sheaths for the sword. So we have the split by the abdomen and the chest. So, you know, just be careful when you do the ab crunch. So going forward to about there. Going back, there's not too much because everything's clashing back there. So you won't see too much movement going backwards. With the legs, do be careful because those little pouches there kind of extend and clash with the holsters. So you do get a pretty decent split at the legs. Then going forward, no issues. So there, like I said, going out to there. Then with the thigh swivel, the little straps for the holsters mask it very well, so you get some swivel at the thigh there. Of course, got that double bend by the knee. And then with the foot, you got some movement back and forth. Then this little joint's a little weird, so kind of get like that broken foot swivel going all around and side to side. Alright, so we reached the end of the video for Marvel Legends Dogpool and Deadpool figure from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Overall, I have to say I was very impressed with this figure for the amount of accessories, details. Overall, if you're collecting the whole Marvel Legends lines of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, this one is definitely must have. Had a lot of fun reviewing this figure, just posing him up and bringing in Hulk here as well. Overall, solid piece. If you do happen to find it out in the wild, I would recommend picking it up. You won't regret it. It's a really good figure. And as always, I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more figure reviews, and I hope to catch you all in the next one.